What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is not a podcast, even though it may seem like it is. This is a shout out to Tyrone Fitness, who's inspiration for this video, watching stuff like Fat to Fit. Today is just going to be talking about, like, I call it the Gymtimidation.
Gymtimidation?
Do you like that?
I do like that. Did you create that yourself?
I've heard it before, but I'm trademarking it. So
okay.
Anyone else used that? The fun's come to me. You heard that first.
Well, that's very. I do. I like that a lot, actually.
So you guys might recognise Aaron from being on. You've been on 2 podcasts, haven't you?
I've been on a couple.
Been on a couple. You've been on me and Waddle before, weren't you? You were on one on your own.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we've touched into this a little bit about your gym past, if you want to say, your gym history, gym career, short-lived gym career.
Yes, a very mixed and varied career.
Yeah, so because I wanted to make a video like this because it's easy, like, getting my perspective on things. Someone who likes the gym, someone who was going to the gym, but it might have people out there who are scared to go to the gym, and I can't relate to that because I've never really been scared to go to the gym. It's good to get a fresh perspective on other people's view on the gym and the fears. So do you want to go into a little bit about your history of the gym? So when you started, why you started?
Oh God, right. Well, I suppose I started with the gym. How long has it been now? About a year and a half, is it?
About a year and a half ago, yeah.
A year and a half ago. I started really because I wanted to lose quite a lot of weight. I was going through quite an unhealthy period at the time. You know, I was going through an eating disorder, which, thankfully I'm not.
Which some people can relate to.
Some people can relate to. And really it was just that inherent sort of fear of just putting fat on, and just needing to get rid of the fat. Just get rid of it. And I think really the gym played a part in that because I would never be able to exercise that much at home. So the only option for me was to go to the gym. Now that carried on for, I'd probably say, a good few months, weren't it?
Say a good 4-5 months, because I was working at a pub at the time and we used to go after I finished work, didn't we?
Yeah, and we used to go late at night, didn't we?
Yeah, when it was quiet. Yeah.
And then really, I think lockdown kicked in, the gyms were shut, and I just had no interest then because I was coming off my eating disorder. So really there was no motivation for me to go to the gym in that respect.
Yeah, man. I think I just want to touch upon, before you started the gym, what was your initial impressions? Was there any stereotypes that you saw in the gym which were true? Was there any just impressions you got false impressions of the gym, or impressions that you thought of the gym before you started were right?
Thought Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was my impression of the gym. Just big, testosterone fueled, beefy men just grunting the hell out of the the gym equipment they're using and thrashing it on the ground and real proper going for it. And to be fair, there is some of that.
Naturally, yeah.
Naturally, I think the gym is going to be a place that attracts those kinds of people. But I think the majority of people that go are just people like me.
Yeah, I think what people need to get over when they go to gym, it's a very egocentric atmosphere. So you go in there, it's not egocentric in terms of people looking at you, judging you. I mean, egocentric of people who've changed their lives, so they've got that bit of confidence in themselves because they've changed the body, which means naturally you're going to have a bit of an ego about yourself. But I think one of your concerns wasn't it, before you started the gym, was you were scared to go because you were worried people were going to judge you. You were scared to go because you were scared you didn't know what you were going to do when people pull you up on it. Am I right?
Yeah, I think there's an expectation. I think when you first join the gym that you know how to use every piece of equipment. You know what the correct techniques are. There's an expectation there which I felt was really, really intimidating for me. So the only reason I started because I went with you. Yeah. Or I went with somebody else. I would never have gone by myself. Yeah. Never, ever. So that was a real sort of wake up call, I think, really, to when I went to the gym to actually find out that alright, there are some big headed
Yeah,
knobs, for want of a better word.
Yeah, I mean, when people ask me about a gym, what's it like? If we people who don't go, a few of our friends, and it's like naturally, the impression people get of that people judging you, you were gonna get stared at, is untrue. I don't think anyway. My experience from being a newbie to obviously where I am now, I've never once been judged. Well, without me knowing, I've never once been judged and never been pulled upon anything. Because I see it as like a learning curve. Because like everyone's there has been through the same thing. Really, when you think about it, if you've all started the gym once, you've all been new to it, and I think people can relate to the fact that if someone's over there doing bad form or someone's over there not doing what they should be doing, like, well, I've done that once, they'll learn. So they won't judge you on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it comes from your own perspective, though, doesn't it? You know, it's like when people think they're fat. You know, it doesn't matter how many times people tell you you're not fat, you still don't believe it. You know, it doesn't matter how many times people tell you they're not looking at you. You know, you think they are. And I think the key thing is just to remember, you know, why you're there, and to remember that there will come a time when they won't look at you because they've got nothing to look at. You know, because you'll have worked so hard in the gym that thing that you were worried about and concerned about has gone.
It's natural.
You know, so I think it's just keeping in the back of your mind, look, I'm here because I need to do it for myself, not for anybody else. You know, it doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing, and just be there for your own journey. I think.
I mean, that's completely true, and I think that's the perspective of everyone in there. No one cares what you're doing. They don't care about what themselves are doing, because they're there for a reason. And I mean, I've heard a few sayings like, when people get cocky in the gym, remember there's always someone bigger than you. And that's also true to someone who's nervous in the gym. You're not going to be the biggest guy in terms of maybe fat or overweight. There'll always be someone bigger than you there. And it's. I was in the gym today, and there was a big guy in the treadmill, and you just got to think it's a fair play, because you must have conquered some fear of going there, because there is naturally you are going to feel like you're not going to stand out. You're going to feel like you're an outlier in terms of other people.
Yeah.
And it's a big fear, and you got to respect it. And I mean, in terms of when you went to the gym, would you say it helped your mental health at that time, or would you say you just wasn't enjoying it all at the time?
I mean, that's a difficult question.
Yeah.
I think really at the time that I went to the gym, you know, my head wasn't in the right place anyway.
Yeah.
You know, full stop.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult kind of question, is that really. I think for some people, you know, going to the gym can give you confidence. I think for some people, going to the gym puts them off it for life.
Yeah,
because they're not quite ready for it. You know, they haven't sort of mentally prepared themselves.
Yeah,
for going in there first time, and I think it can be quite a scary experience. And you know, I would always encourage everybody to go with
someone who knows what they're doing.
Somebody, yeah.
I think you're right. It can put people off for life, because it only takes that one mistake for you to get embarrassed and not want to go again. I mean, I've been through that. I'm sure a lot of people have. When you've dropped some weight, or you've pulled something, or if you just can't get the weight up and you feel like people are watching you, that can put you off the gym for life. I've been going to the gym now for about on and off since about 4 years. I'd say I've been training consistently for about 2. I'd say now. We've all been there, but I'd say it has helped me, my personality, in terms of I do feel a lot more comfortable in myself. I do feel a lot more confident in what I'm doing in life, just generally, because you know that you've conquered something in the gym. I think it's a good stress relief, and that's just my personal opinion. I think people might go there for different reasons, to block out stuff in their lives, to try and progress, and it can do. It's a multi-layered thing. As the gym, it's more than just lifting weights and getting fit. I've always seen it as like it's more mental than anything else, and to improve your mental strength, to improve, just to get a routine. People struggle with routine, and going to the gym every day constantly is a routine in itself, which then can allow you to progress in life, can turn that into other things. For example, business wise, started a business. I don't think I'd ever started a business without going to the gym, because I wouldn't have been confident in myself. I'd have never been able to set myself a routine and been focused enough to do the work that needed to be done to create a business. And we'll get on to you later on in terms of what you're doing at the moment, but it is, if you are wanting to, if you're in a dark place and you've experienced a dark place, I've experienced a dark place, in my personal view, I feel like getting over that gymtimidation is good for the long haul. If you understand my gist.
I think it all depends on why you're going to the gym
and the person.
I think, for yourself, it was a whole lifestyle change. You wanted to lose the weight, get toned, and you've been able to stick to that, and that's great. I think it all depends on the person. For some people, they just want to go to the gym because it's getting out of the house. They want to go to the gym because they just want to go and enjoy, being fit and being healthy. So I think the important thing is, don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Go there and enjoy going there. And if you only enjoy it 3 times a week, then go 3 times a week. I went. It was getting to 5-6 days a week, and
too much for yourself.
I hated that.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I wish I had stuck at 2 or 3 days a week.
I totally agree with that. I mean, it depends on the person, the hours you can do, the lifestyle you live. I know a lot of people who go and you burn yourself out to the point you just don't enjoy it, and because there's an expectation of going to the gym 5-6 times a week is only the way you can get results, and that's not true at all. If your training plan's effective enough, if you're hitting the muscle groups enough, 3 times a week's fine. It's like people saying you spend at least an hour and a half to 2 hours in the gym. That's not true at all. You can spend half an hour in the gym and hit a good session as much as someone spending 3 hours in the gym. It's just not. There'll be people on social media who will try and shove information down your throats for financial gain, and the information isn't effective at all. And again, I think social media is also plays a massive part in people being afraid in the gym. I mean, I'm guilty of this. I post pictures in perfect lighting in a specific area in a changing room. I pose my body in a certain way to make myself look the best I can, where in reality, if you see a bodybuilder, or for example The Rock walking down the street, he doesn't look like he looks on pictures, you know what I mean? It's all lighting. And I think that plays a massive part in people not wanting to go to the gym.
I think you just got to enjoy it.
Of course you have.
I think that's just that's just the main thing. You've just got to enjoy it. I think if you keep comparing yourself to other people like me and you both have, you just get that unhappy feeling because you're not at their level, and you're not going to be at their level.
Someone who's been working out 10 years and you've been working out for 3, it's not, you're not going to be there, you know what I mean?
Everyone's at different stages, aren't they? I think if you are looking to join the gym, A, go with somebody who you trust. B, remind yourself of why you're going.
Yeah.
For your own motivation, not for other people.
Yeah.
And C, do it at a frequency that you can enjoy. Otherwise, you're just going to give it up. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it can also be a dangerous path because, as someone who struggles with body dysmorphia, in both aspects. So I think I've seen myself as too fat, and at the moment, I think if you're trying to build muscle in the gym from being skinny, you're always sort of going to see yourself as being skinny. So you're always going to see someone else as better than you. Naturally, it's hard not to compare yourself in truth to other people. And the gym can cause body dysmorphia in that aspect. Yeah, like I said, it is hard not to compare yourself to the people, and it's easy for us to say don't do it, but mentally you naturally will. And it's like owning a business. So as someone who's on a business for just over a year, you naturally are going to compare yourself to a business that's been going for 5 to 10 years and see the results they have compared to you, and it is disheartening. But you've also that's where mental strength comes in, and taking a step back in self-reflection and seeing you are only at this point, but you've done well to get to this point, where naturally other people have been at that point with you. Yeah. So it's one of the things.
I think it's I think you're right. It can become an obsession if you're not careful, rather than a pleasure.
Yeah.
And I think people constantly weighing themselves, measuring themselves, using all different kinds of metrics to kind of understand how well they're doing. I think we just got to take all that out of it. I think the more people judge their progress by how they feel, and judge their progress by how well their clothes fit them, whether they're dropping sizes in clothes, whether they're getting bigger in clothes, due to muscle mass. I think when we start using metrics like those, they give us enjoyment as a person. To actually go, well, I was a size 16, I'm now a size 10, how great is that? Or, I was an extra large if you're a guy and now a large, how great is that? as soon as we start using those metrics, I think we put the pleasure back in, and it stops becoming so much of an obsession.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Metrics in terms of progress, the ones you said, completely agree. I think they should be the ones you should measure by. Whereas, me personally, I've always, in terms of the negatives of the gym, sometimes you can look at bodybuilders who maybe aren't natural, and they always look big no matter what situation. As me, someone who's natural and who's done a lot of research in terms of fitness, nutrition, and performance, and that, you are naturally not going to always look like you look when you're at your best in the gym. It's just how it is. And it can be it can knock confidence sometimes, thinking, why do I look so skinny in an oversized t-shirt? Why does my arms not look as big as they did an hour ago? But again, I think these are conversations that need to be had, because people don't get educated enough when they go into the gym, and that's when they turn to stuff like steroids, because they don't do the research in terms of, you're never going to look the way you want to look, because you're always going to want to get better. And people do turn to steroids because they want to have this quick fix. They see people in the gym who are bigger than them, and they want to be that size, and they don't know the consequences of hitting steroids and SARMs and tren and stuff like that. And I know people who are on steroids, but I know people on steroids who are monitoring it through coaches and cycles, which is fine as long as you're competing, because other lads are going to be competing anyway. But if you're doing it just for the lifestyle of it, it's not beneficial, it's not healthy. I wouldn't recommend people hitting steroids if you're not competing, because it's just going to affect you, down the line. I mean, you can only need to do Google steroids side effects, and it's terrible. It can cause cancer, it's cancerous, it can do everything to you. And I think, like I said, it's using steroids isn't the answer as long as you're not competing. I mean, I think that's the only situation you should be taking them, because naturally everyone else is taking them anyway, and if you don't, then you're at a disadvantage. But I only recommend taking them with a coach who can monitor your blood levels and your cycle and everything, that doesn't affect you. But people do take them as a hobby, and they take them as a lifestyle. They don't monitor it. They just take them whenever to make themselves the biggest, and you don't know what that can do to you don't know what that can do to you internally. But as well, that's where people look at people like that and think, why can't I be that size? It's just like a vicious cycle, because you're then going to take them to be like them, and without even doing the research, and it isn't. These conversations need to be had, and I'm lucky enough that I may have screwed on in terms of surrounding myself with people who'd either took them or knew what they were talking about, and just train to your limit, man. You don't need to train to other people's limit. I've been training for a long time now, and it's easy to think he can lift heavier than me, so I'm going to lift at his rate. He trains quicker than me, I'm going to train at that rate. Just train to what your body can do. Don't be affected by other people who are enhanced, because it's just not. It's just not worth your time. If that bothers you so much, you're going to be bothered forever, because it's just going to affect your workouts, isn't it? In terms of information, I'd say we've covered quite a bit. This video was just to be informational and to get someone's perspective on it who isn't currently going to the gym, because you're honestly, you're not currently at the gym, are you?
No, and I think it shows.
I mean, you've even said to me before, that is not to say you'll never go to the gym again. It's just as we said in this video, finding your own time, doing it in your own way. Don't let people push you to go to the gym if you don't want to, because it's just going to end in honestly, really, it's not good for you mentally. It's just the people. So, Aaron, in terms of a person who's been there, done that, been to the gym, didn't like it, what's your overall advice for the people watching who are gym intimidated?
I think just to go and try the gym. Go with somebody you trust. Go with somebody you know who's going to show you the right things to do, so you don't feel embarrassed about what you're doing in the gym. I think really just do it at a frequency that you find pleasurable, that doesn't become a chore. So if you like going 3 times a week, then go 3 times a week. Don't push yourself to go more than you enjoy. I think the final bit of advice that I would give people is to don't get so bogged down and obsessed about metrics and weighing yourself and fat percentages. Use more enjoyable metrics such as clothing sizes, or just feeling better in yourself, feeling lighter, feeling brighter, and really that's it really.
So Aaron, thank you for coming on to the. It's not a podcast, but thank you for filming this video with me.
You're very welcome.
It was good. It's good to get another perspective because it's so easy. You can. There's a million videos out there on why you should start the gym, and I don't think there's enough educational videos in terms of the dangers of starting the gym and the dangers of the mindset within the gym, because it's a very alpha atmosphere in the gym, and that can really bog people down. And yeah, I think it's important for people to learn and get educated on that, and that's the only way you can be successful in the gym is know your limits and know the dangers and risks of your own body and mentality.
Perfectly said.
So, if you like this video, please give it a like. Please leave a comment on what your favourite part of the video was, or if you're struggling in the gym, let us know what about the gym, and I'll try and read all the comments. Please subscribe. I'm trying to upload more consistently. Yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.